Welcome.
So much.
I don't know.
Okay, this is the first episode of Weird Kids Club, which is a fitting name.
Yes, we spent a while trying to get it.
Yeah, like 2 days. It wasn't that long.
Well, it took like 2 days.
Yeah.
It's a lot in my opinion. Can you hear when I send a message?
Um,
Did you hear the whoop?
I wasn't paying attention for a whoop. Oh, let me see. Oh wait, no whoop went off. But
Okay.
I didn't get a message.
No, I sent one to my mother because reasons.
Oh, okay.
So this is basically just having a normal conversation and
Yeah,
recording it and saying, "Okay, we're gonna edit this later, guys. We gotta really smack down here. We gotta push out the funny stuff, you know."
it's just a conversation with public pressure.
It's a conversation, but
Thing.
it's like, you know how, okay, our podcast name is Kids in the Back.
No,
Wait, really?
no. I thought you knew it's Weird Kids Club. You just
Weird Kid Club. Okay, well, like, you know how
you didn't know that.
I got so confused.
I've said it like 8 times. How did you not pick up on that? You just like ignore it?
But okay, it's like the kids in the back,
No,
and like, you know how you're always worried
no,
everyone's paying attention to you.
that's not what it's called.
No, I know, but like,
Oh,
you
you're
know,
talking
that was
about
like the there
podcast?
was the other like name we were thinking of,
Yeah.
and weird kids in the back, and so you always get anxious. You're just like, oh no, someone's like listening to me. They're gonna hear everything I'm saying,
And
and
they
now. And we're always so worried about that happening, and now it's actually happening, and we're
yeah.
doing this by will.
Uh-huh. Um what
Do
was
we
it?
introduce ourselves?
Oh crud. Oh my god. Okay, so you introduced yourself first.
Okay, hello. I am Ray. I will be one of your co-hosts for this evening. Evening, whatever time you're listening to this podcast. I'm Ray. I will be one of your hosts, and yeah. Let's just say I don't have the best memory, as we've displayed.
Yeah. Um oh, my name is Georgia. Like the state. Some people think it's spelled like Jorjia.
Yeah, I actually thought it was spelled like that for like 2 days
Does no
when
one
I
know?
first met
No
you.
one knows geography? Um um oh, my name is Georgia.
You already
I'm
said that.
boring as heck. I can't think of anything to say about myself. Oh, basically, my hobbies include lying down and watching things, and then wondering why I spend so much time lying down watching things, and then doing.
Well, let's just say our original name for this podcast
Oh, wait,
was.
let's wait. Let's hold a moment of silence for Fat Girls Talk Trash.
Now, a moment of silence for Fat Girls Talk Trash, our original podcast name, but I said trast instead of trash. We're gonna move past that. A moment of silence for Fat Girls Talk Trash. I originally came with Fat Girls Talk Shit, but then Georgia shot that down.
Whoa, whoa,
And then
whoa, whoa! I'm a child of Jesus, Franny. I don't need to be hearing these obscenities.
okay, I'm sorry. I apologize to our good Christian. I can't say that with a straight face. I can't say that with a straight face.
Earmuffs.
Earmuffs, that's what they did to us when we were little. They were like, okay,
Earmuffs don't
children,
work.
now the adults are going to talk about important stuff like politics, so you're going to do earmuffs.
Oh, I didn't get earmuffs for that. I got earmuffs when my dad was like halfway through saying a curse, and then my stepmom was like, "Oh, earmuffs," but like I already heard half of it, and like earmuffs, it's just like
My mom, she didn't even
it's
bother
like
hiding curses. My mom didn't even bother hiding curses from me when I was little. Literally in the morning, she'd be like,
I can
she'd
tell.
like come to wake us up like a few times. She'd come to wake me up, and she'd go, "Honey, get up." The first time, she'd be all sweet and shit. And the second time, she'd be like, "Honey, you have to really get up." And then the third time, it'd be like 10 minutes, 10 minutes before I had to get up and leave for school. And she went, "Ray, get the fuck up." That's when I knew I had to get up. I like waited until the last minute.
What a nice, peaceful way to wake up. Your mom screaming obscenities at you.
exactly. But
How old were you when this happened?
I was like elementary school.
You were
And
in
then like
training.
around fourth grade, I got tired of it, and I was like, I'm gonna wake myself up. But until then, I would basically like it's like when you hit the snooze button a few times, and then that would be the third time, and I wouldn't be able to hit the snooze button. Yeah, every time she started yelling, I was like, okay, time to get up. Oh, where's the coffee? I'm just kidding. My caffeine addiction started recently. Caffeine addiction. I
Wait,
really have to
ew,
start
ew, ew,
pronouncing.
hold on. You like
Huh?
that burnt leaf liquid trash? That stuff is so
I
bad.
like it. I
You
like it
know?
with caramel and like lots of milk, like
Oh,
a
wait, so you
latte.
like it? You like coffee when it's least like coffee?
Yes.
You know, in the fall when like it's raining and like all the leaves are on like the side of the road and they're like trampled and gross. That's
Yeah.
what coffee tastes like to me. It's
That's
gross.
what coffee tastes like to you?
Yeah, it's awful. It's
Ew.
sometimes I think it smells nice actually. Sometimes, but then I discover how freaking terrible it actually is.
Yeah, it's so bitter. Oh my god.
Then why do you drink it? You can drink
Um,
anything in the world. Well, you can drink
it's
most things
so
in the
bitter
world.
unless you add a shit ton of sugar in it, and the reason I drink it is because I'm gay. Someone the other day they asked me,
That's the
"How
thing.
are you so funny?" And I quoted the TikTok. I went TRUMA. I spelled that wrong. TRAUMA. I have trauma and I'm gay.
That's the thing. Wait, like gay people like coffee? That's like I didn't know.
Bisexual people.
I thought it
All
was
I know is
straight girls.
finger guns, iced coffee, and be awkward.
Is
I
that
only like finger guns. Be wait, what?
is that bi? Because I can tell from the finger guns, or is that just like
Finger guns, peace signs, bitch. Ah, I can't curse.
you've said much worse like
I
4
feel
times
like
already. We've been recording 7 minutes and you've like dropped 8. And I had 20 minutes left, and we had extended homeroom, so we had like an extra hour in the morning. It was
that's
nice.
lucky.
And so then I went into school, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I can watch the movie. I can finish the last 20 minutes." And I literally almost started crying in class. It was so sad. And oh my gosh,
That's so sad.
I freaking despise Paul Prancer. I do. Oh my gosh. I was like, I hope he's dead. And I looked it up and he was dead, and I felt like a little bad about it. And I was like,
I hope he dies in a ditch. You Google it. It's like, oh shit, he actually died in a ditch.
oh my gosh. Paul Prenner is a piece of trash.
Oh my god.
I probably should have clapped for sound quality, but whatever. But anyway, it was so sad because he was like at Live Aid, and then like 8 seconds later, it was like Freddie Mercury died on May whatever, or I don't know, whatever month, 1991, and they started playing "Don't Stop Me Now."
Oh my god, that's so sad.
And like I'm literally about to start breaking down about like a bisexual rock star who died 30 years before I was born,
He
and
was
like
bi or he was gay?
I don't know,
I
and
think he
my
was
like
born gay and just like really suppressing it because you
oh
know.
I don't know. I almost started crying about a gay rock star who died 20 years before I was born in my Catholic school class. Just like crosses all over the place. What life remains?
You're like holding back tears. You're like fanning your eyes, and it's like you're in your like almost in your religion class, and your teacher like she's like a nun. She walks in and she's like, "Okay, guys, turn to 8 of the Bible," and you're just here, just like, "Okay," and she's like, "Why are you crying, honey?" You're like, "Freddie Mercury died."
I'm not on Instagram. Oh wait, actually I am now.
How do you think we started the Instagram for our podcast? Think, Georgia, think.
Um uh oh, I got it just so I could start the Instagram. I had it and then I watched a Netflix documentary and then I deleted it and then I had to get it again for the podcast.
Wait, that one Netflix documentary that freaked a bunch of people out?
The Social Dilemma.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
watched like 5 minutes of it and then I got bored. Is it scary?
No, what? It's about social media. It's not scary. It's just like, wow, you want to throw your phone away after watching it. Oh my gosh.
Does it guilt trip you like how most adults do?
It guilt trips adults too. Well, this one guy says he's like addicted to his email, which is kind of weird. But I guess
How do
if
you get
you,
addicted to an email?
yeah, it's weird because there's not like a feed. You have to get direct emails in order to be addicted to it. But I
You
guess
have to have people that want to talk to you.
yeah. How do you get addicted to that? nice.
She says, talking to her only friend on a podcast that no one will listen to.
um. Oh wait, crud.
Ciao. Anyways, so
I honestly forgot what your voice sounded like.
you we haven't seen each other since like the summer. So yeah, I kind of forgot what your voice sounded like.
I know. I was sitting here the other day thinking about the podcast, and I was like, and I like thought, okay, this sounds so creepy, but like I don't know. I was like thinking, I was like imagining what the podcast would be like, and then like obviously like your voice would be involved in that.
Well, no shit. Like crap.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to be creepy. I don't want to be like I was imagining your voice.
Hi, how you doing? You're our one listener, and you're our favorite person now.
Yeah, we're gonna hunt you down. We're gonna go to your house.
Our one listener is going to be like our parents and our friends. It's just gonna be like, hi.
Oh wait,
Hi Fiona. Hi Morgan.
Oh wait, what if Morgan listens to this? Hi Morgan. You look great.
Hi Morgan. Hi Fiona. Hi. What other friends do we have? Bella. Hi Bella.
I think we covered it. Wait, what
yeah,
about?
I think that's about it. We have Nadia.
Oh,
Hi Nadia.
I forgot my mom. Sorry, mom.
Sorry to my mother as well. I don't think you're gonna be listening to this, but all right.
Oh, did you tell? Oh wait, you told your mom about it. I was gonna ask.
Yeah,
you.
and she went, I don't like that name, but all right. And then your mom went, I don't like that name. You're changing it.
Yeah.
And so,
like Weird Kids Club.
Weird Kids Club. That's our name.
Yeah. Do you have it down now? Has it been established?
Yes, it's set in. Actually, funny story. The way Georgia and I met is like the cliche, stereotypical thing.
At a dance.
No.
Oh, I thought we met.
Do you remember how we met?
I thought we met at the dance.
No. Wait, the first time we ever like really talked. No. It was like the stereotypical way of like how we became friends. Of
how?
If you see a kid sitting alone at lunch, you.
Oh my gosh, I'm the nerd. Ugh.
And so I remember my mom told that to me my first day of middle school, and then it was 7th, 6th grade, and you were sitting alone at lunch, and I went, oh, now's my chance. And so I took her, and she's ours now.
Okay, for my own dignity purposes, I was not technically sitting alone.
You were just sitting there, and you were eating your lunch, and you were
looking at
your plate, and there was no one else there. There was no one else at the side of the table.
Okay, well, technically, I wasn't sitting alone because there were bodies at the table.
Yes, but they weren't talking to you. One of them had their back to you, Georgia.
I don't remember it very well. Oh, wait. For backstory, should I get into my loneliness throughout middle school?
Sure. Why not?
It's basically...
tone you put on.
So basically, I went to elementary school, and my first year of middle school, which in the old district was 5th grade. I don't know, my old district was weird like that because they had a middle school, and like the first year you went there was 5th grade, so you went to middle school, 5th grade. It was weird, and so basically, I went in that district, and I knew people and I had friends in elementary school in that first year of 5th grade, the first year of middle school, 5th grade. But then when 6th grade rolled around, they wouldn't let me go to school in my old district anymore because they stopped letting kids from other towns in, and I lived in another town. And so then my dad was like, no worries.
We'll send you to the public one.
No. It's not that simple. And he said, no worries. We'll just buy a house in the town in which the school's in, and then live there, and then you can go to school. It's not like he was going to buy the house just because of that, though. He was also looking on the process of buying it anyway. But he was just like, yeah, I'm going to buy the house in like a couple of weeks. It'll be fine. Homeschool. And when I tell you, homeschooling was literally the worst, it was awful. It was literally just like a computer program all day long, and I really wanted to die while I was doing it. And it was like literally from freaking like 2009.
Well, now that's me every single day. Well, no, not every single day.
No, it's better because you have a teacher talking to you, and you get to talk to other students at least, and you can go back and forth in videos. There'd literally be like this weird graphic of like a cartoon character talking to you for like a full freaking hour, and then you couldn't go back and forth in the video because it like the technology was so old. And so if you missed something, you had to either restart the hour-long video or just keep going and hope you didn't get it wrong. Um,
No.
yeah. And it was so weird because it was like if I didn't do any work, literally no one would know. And that was kind of like a scary thought to me that there was like literally no rules and it was unsettling. Uh and then while I
Well, at
was
least you chose your own dress code.
yeah. And while I did well, I was supposed to do homeschooling for like a couple of weeks, but then that turned into a couple of months. And then before I knew it, February hit and I was like, "Dad, I'm sick of homeschooling. Could I just go to public school, like the school in this town? I know I'd only be there for like a couple of weeks because then we're just gonna buy the house, but I still want to go." And he said, "Okay, you're only gonna be there for like a week or two." And I was like, "Okay, it's fine." So fast forward to June, I'm still I'm still at the school and thinking that we're gonna move back to our old town, which like obviously is like the town like literally right next to us, but like we're gonna buy a house there so we can go to the school there where my friends are. But then he's like, "No, we're actually not. You're staying in the school for the next 2 years."
Oh no.
So now that we have that established, I'll tell you a little something about my friend situation. So sixth grade, I had literally no friends, like not one,
Not a single friend.
not a single friend. And well, actually no. Wait, should I not say names?
Well, we already mentioned like half our friends' names.
Okay,
So
but
we'll
there are
text them
friends.
later. We'll text them later, and if they don't want it there, we'll put a random animal sound.
I don't feel like texting them. It's fine. We just said their names. But and
Okay.
they're like they're our friends, and it's like their basic names. But I was
Yeah.
gonna mention the name of someone who like isn't my friends. Not like I'd hate her; she's nice, but like I'm not friends with.
No,
And
I despise her.
no, also her name is like a very uncommon name, so everyone would know who we're talking about. I'll just say a different name. So basically, I met this girl named Carla. Yeah, and she was really
Sometimes.
nice to me. And freaking stupid 11-year-old me was like, "Ah, I've made a friend now." And then
Oh
like
no.
and I'd like try to talk to her at lunch, but then like sometimes she just wouldn't be there, and I didn't get how she was just trying to be nice and that we weren't like full blown friends. And I was like so confused
Honey.
because she wasn't there sometimes, and like I was like, "What? She has like other friends? What?" I was confused because at my old school, okay, our middle school was very different than my old school because everyone, okay, it was much smaller. It was only like 500 people, and there's like 100.
Everyone knew everyone.
Yeah, I knew everyone. There was only like 100 people in my grade, and everyone kind of just sat together because like, and you could just go, and there's literally like two tables like for the
Cause
girls.
elementary school.
Yeah, it was elementary school and the first year of middle school there, which is fifth grade. Obviously our middle school was just sixth, seventh, and eighth grade.
Mhm.
But there was since the girls were only sat with girls for some reason. There was only like two tables, so you would just go back and forth between the two tables because you knew everyone, and there was barely anyone. Our middle school was a lot different because there was uh there there was like 1,000 people at our school,
There's
and
1,000 people and like 400, maybe I want to say, in our grade alone. 300.
oh no, there's 400 people in our grade and 1,000 people in our school. Wait, is that math?
Yeah.
Wait, no, I think there's like 350 people in our grade. I counted once. Um,
You counted once?
in the in the yearbook, and I think because I was curious, and I think there was like 350 people.
Honey,
Uh,
was this back in sixth grade when you didn't have any friends?
no, this was like 2 months ago. I was just bored, and I was like, huh. I always say, wow, there's so many people at the school, and I didn't. I want to know the actual facts and figures. I think there was like 350. Anyway, it was a lot bigger of a school, so it was a much more complicated system of like friend groups. So people would have like their main friend group, and then kind of talk to other ones, and it was really hard to pin down what someone's. It was so much more complicated because like
Yeah, it was
if you
really
became
complicated.
friends with someone, you're like, oh, I have to become friends with this whole friend group now to even
Like,
hang out
if
with
you
them.
had a friend, and then they had a friend of a friend, and their friend of a friend, and their friend of a friend was popular. So it was like, you know, the theory of like everyone is connected by six links?
Um, Kevin Bacon.
I don't know who said it, But
Oh no, that's not what happened. There's like this website online. I forget what it's called. Oh wait, no, it's called 6 Degrees of Bacon. And there's this actor named Kevin Bacon, and you literally
no.
put in an actor's name, and then like they'll show how like they're connected. It's like, oh, this person was in this movie, who was with this person, who was in a movie with Kevin Bacon, and it's very interesting because I've tried like every freaking name, like even like freaking Miranda Cosgrove. You know who that is from
Miranda
iCarly?
Cosgrove?
Yeah, from iCarly. Because I thought like there's no way this could work, and it did. She was somehow connected to Kevin Bacon. It's so hard. And I put in like Selena Quintanilla. Do you know who that
Oh
is?
my god.
And
So,
like, there's no way it's not gonna work. She was only in one movie, and it was for like 3 seconds, and it was like so quick. Like, oh, she was in this movie, and Johnny Depp was in it, and Johnny Depp was in the movie with Kevin Bacon. I was like, ah.
how did you do that? But okay,
Oh yeah,
everyone's connected by 6 links, where it's like a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, you know? It's like I
everyone.
could somehow have a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend who knows Barack Obama or something like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So the
I love
theory is everyone is connected by 6 links or less.
Uh-huh.
And so it was kind of like that's how it went with our school. Where like you were friends with this one person, and this one person was friends with this one person, and that one person was dating the most popular boy in school.
People
So
date
it's
it.
like,
Oh wait, yeah.
they do?
Okay, you have to understand. I was living under a rock, like literally the first 2.5 years, because I didn't have any friends, so I didn't know anything that went on. I literally just learned everything that had gone on in our school, like, and that one like sleepover in like January, and I was like, my mind was blown. The past 2.5 years in one night.
And your jaw just dropped. You were like,
That happens. I was like, I didn't know people. I was so appalled because like, wow, I thought that was like movie stuff.
oh, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, okay, so I became friends with you by
Wait,
you
hold on.
sitting. Oh
Hold
yeah,
on.
no, it was your
No,
turn. You were
hold on a
talking.
second.
You were
Okay, I'm
talking.
gonna really quickly go over the rest of my friend history.
Okay.
I made friends with this one girl in 6th grade. I got 6th grade like late February, February 23rd, I think. And I don't know how I remember that. And I thought she was my friend, but she actually had other friends, and I didn't really sit with anyone.
What
I
a
got to sit
betrayer.
around like 8 different lunch tables. Ironically, the first table I ever sat at was yours. And then in the 7th grade, I made friends with this one group, and they were all new kids, like new in 7th grade. I was new in 6th grade. They were new in 7th grade. And I was like, yeah, but then cool. I have people I'm friends with now. But then literally overnight, they all became like really like close friends with one another and acted like they didn't really know me. And I was
Oh.
just a stranger. And I was like, what the heck? I've known all of you just as long as you've known me. We'd all known each other the same exact amount of time, but like what? It seemed like overnight they all became like really close friends, and then like wouldn't invite me to stuff, and I wasn't like included in the conversation. And I was just really excluded.
You're like blinking away the tears.
My eyes are just sweating.
My eyes are sweating. It's fine, guys.
But I don't think those people are mean, but you know, well, it was kind of crummy of them, but like they're nice people. I guess.
You were like sitting alone, and
Okay,
like
that was
you sat
come
alone
on,
for one
guys. I was
day.
kind of
I
crummy.
remember how this went. So you sat alone for one day, and I noticed you, and I went, "Hey, do you want to sit with us?" And you went, "Oh no, it's okay, because you were sitting with someone." And I was like, "Okay." And the next day, you were sitting alone, and I went, "You're sitting with us. Come on."
Then one day it was like I think it was like February again, and and I was like, I'm sick of this. I'm fed up. I'm moving to another table. And then I sat at your guys' table. Oh wait, no, actually, it was like the day before spring break, so it was like late March, and was sitting at your guys' table. And I honestly didn't really like you guys for like March, April, and May, because I didn't feel included in the conversation because I didn't know anything that you guys are talking about.
We were so loud.
I know you guys are so loud, and I was like quiet, and I couldn't jump into the conversation. I just sit there and watch and like nod, and then the first half of 8th grade, I was I still sat with you guys, and I was kind of unsure about it. I didn't really know if I was included, but then someone added me to a group chat, and God bless them, and I started getting invited to stuff.
Who added you?
I don't know. I was just in a group chat.
What group chat was it?
I'm included. I don't know. It was right before we went to the mall in December. Remember that?
That was the first time we made that group chat.
Yeah, I was
And
so
I
sad.
was like, oh my god, we should bring Georgia in.
Thanks. I don't know. I probably
Because, like,
I probably would have had a really sad year if you hadn't done that. So
at
thanks.
least in my opinion, like from the start of 8th grade, you were now just like in our friend group.
Oh well, I wasn't really sure. I was kind of like, am I just here? I don't know what's going
Oh,
on.
in my brain, it's like, you know how we moved our tables from over on one side of the room to the other side?
Yeah.
You moved with us, and so you kind of sat with us in that little area. And I went, oh, okay, she's a part of our friend group now.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's how my brain logic worked.
Oh, I wasn't really sure, but then I was so. This sounds a little pathetic, but I was like really psyched that you had added me to that like
Funny.
text because I was like, finally, I'm being included in something, which is I know it sounds extremely sad because it was. Um, and then you guys started like inviting me to stuff, and then I finally had a friend group,
That was
which
our
is
first time we started going out doing stuff. Speaking of segments, can I do it? Can I do it?
What segment?
Can I do it?
Do
Can I do
what?
it right now?
Do what?
My segment thing.
What? Oh wait, about us?
No. The...
Gay news?
No.
Gay books?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we could do that in a whole episode.
I'm just gonna do it a small part each episode.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna. Okay, so another thing I guess we're doing now is, Ray is gonna talk about some gay books. So let's listen to her.
Okay, once an episode, I'm gonna give you a book recommendation that just so happens to be LGBTQ, because there are barely any LGBTQ books out there, and we
That's
have
true.
to start normalizing reading LGBTQ books. So our first book will be The Art of Being Normal by, I forgot her name, but if you
Oh
Google
my
it, you
gosh.
can see.
Oh God. I'm gonna
It's
Google it.
basically about two trans kids and their adventures, and it's actually a really, really good book. It made me cry, and I don't cry easily, so take that into account.
Yeah, this is such a great book by Lisa Williamson.
Lisa Williamson. Thank
That's such
you.
a basic
Thank you,
name.
Georgia.
That's like the most boring name ever.
Yeah, it really is. But most controversy around it is that she is not a trans woman herself, or person that is trans, or she is cis. She is cishet, I believe, but I could be wrong. She could be genderqueer. But people are kind of upset because she, not being a trans person, wrote a book about trans people. But
That's
it's still a really great read, and I
yeah.
love it. It's a
That's
good book. It was my first LGBTQ book, and yes, that is our book
oh wait,
segment for
what age
today
range
with
is
Ray.
that? Is that just like YA, or is that more like middle grade? Middle grade is like middle school, I
I
guess.
think it might be YA.
It's okay. It's YA.
Out of 10, 10 being angel singing and 0 being go burn this book, I would give this a good 9.5. I think
Oh,
it
that's
could have
nice.
been better. It could
Why?
have been better. I believe that. So I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but they did use the wrong name till almost the end, till like the end of the book, for one of the characters, which really sucked.
Oh, so they
So
just so
I'm
that
gonna give
character.
it a 9.5 just because of that one little tidbit. But
Oh,
besides that, it was an amazing read.
that seems like a gigantic tidbit. Not
Okay,
a little
and that
tidbit.
was my subcategory.
Yeah,
Category.
there's kind of a
Thingy.
debate around like I don't know, like white people writing books about like people's racial experiences and like being discriminated against, and or like people writing about cultures different from their own, and like what that book was about.
I feel like you
Um,
shouldn't make them your main character. Like if you don't know what it is, if you isn't your thing,
mhm.
you could add it as a side character, but you don't know how to write it because you haven't
Yeah,
experienced it. Like,
I know.
okay, say a neurodivergent person,
Hmm.
neurotypical person
Wait,
wrote a
hold
book about
on.
a
Neurodivergent.
system, people with DID,
Sorry. Wait, hold on.
like a
One
system
second.
with DID.
But like,
If a single person,
I'm so sorry.
like in a body, wrote a book about someone with DID,
Oh, what's
and I don't think that would be very good. I don't know. It's not my opinion. I don't have a place to say this because I at least am just one person in the body who has a lot of fucking mental health issues. But I would say that definitely like it definitely depends on like what it is.
Oh, quick question. What's DID and also neurodivergent?
Dissociative identity disorder.
It honestly, in a perfect world, I think that only people with such like profound experiences and that it'd be really hard to understand if you hadn't gone through it,
Yeah.
would writing about them. But unfortunately, there aren't as many trans
People that think like
authors.
you.
Well, there aren't as many trans authors as there are cis ones. So,
True.
would there be enough trans books to go around? Well, okay, would there only be like one or two, maybe?
That's true, but there aren't many trans books to begin with. I think The Art of Being Normal is one of the only ones. That and Gracefully Grayson, which I'll get into in another podcast
Okay.
episode.
Um. Well, I guess like you have to make the choice between a book that isn't as good as it could have been if someone as it would have been if someone who actually had those experiences were to write it,
But
or
there'll be less of them.
yeah.
And then there's one that's like 10 out of 10, someone who's had those experiences, and there's less of them.
Yeah.
Or more of them. You really have to decide. It's personal preference, just like politics, except if you don't support Black Lives Matter or pro-choice. Get off our podcast.
I know. I find it kind of bothered.
If you don't support gay people, just know we are two very queer people.
You clicked onto the wrong podcast. Well, I'm straight, but Ray, what are you?
Well, I am bisexual. I like girls and boys and non-binary folk. And I have a story where I recently said my mother is a lesbian. So I was in class, and Georgia, you weren't there, but I told you about this. Where
Was
I was
this
in
at
class,
middle school?
and some kid said,
Your mom's gay.
"Your mom's gay," and I, in a brilliant moment of mind association, I went offhandedly. I didn't register what he was saying, so I just went, "Yeah, I really like her girlfriend." And then I realized, and I looked over at him, and I smirked, and his face had just dropped. It looked like I just shot his dog. Like, he didn't know that was a thing that could happen. So he was just like, his mouth was like wide open, and he was sitting there, and he was like, "What?" And I went, yeah, my mom's a raging homosexual.
Wait, that should be like.
I didn't say that, but I went, yeah, my mom is gay. Her girlfriend is really nice. Her girlfriend's name is.
Hold on. Okay. Your mom should get that printed on business cards, like blah 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 blah, raging homosexual.
Raging homosexual. No, she shouldn't, because her girlfriend. So it's not like she's advertising herself. I think I just did a Kermit voice.
Yeah, you kind of did. Oh wait, I remember once in Diversity Club.
Also, yes, we were in Diversity Club together.
That was just basically gay club. I'm such a good ally. Oh my gosh.
It was amazing.
Oh yeah, my parents would be like, "What do you guys talk about in there? Diversity."
Whenever my dad would pick me up, he'd say, "Oh, what did you talk about today?" And I went, "Oh, how to prevent bullying."
Oh, I didn't even get into that much detail. I was like diversity, and I think my parents guessed what it was about, or just didn't care enough.
When I came out to my dad, he went, "I know." I said, "Hey, Dad, what do you get when you add a lesbian and a very straight guy together? An autistic child, right, but what do you do when you times that by 2? A bisexual child. Hello." And he went, "Wait, what?" Because he didn't get it. And I said, "I'm saying I'm bisexual, Dad." And he went, "Oh, I know." And I went, "Wait," he went, "Wait, what is that?" And I was like, "Oh, no, yeah, it's when I like boys and girls and everything in between." No, not everything. I'm not pansexual, although labels, we'll get to that another day. But
oh, I'm gonna put that down.
I explained what bisexual was, and he was like, "Oh, I know." And I went, "How did you know?" And he went, "I mean, what else would explain your affiliation for Peter Parker and Black Widow?" And I was like, the fact that he said affiliation and not crush.
Affiliation.
Also, my mom asked, "How did you know you were gay?" And did I influence that decision? And I was like, Mother, first of all, I knew in the 3rd grade, and that was when you were still in the closet. So don't even try with that. And second of all, what else to explain that feeling when I get when I look at Jessica Rabbit? And if you don't know who Jessica Rabbit is,
You
then
should look that
Google
up
it.
now.
Google it. She is so hot.
There's one thing I want to throw in.
Pretty soon. Okay, yes, you want to throw something in, get the ball, and chuck it.
I have a funny little story. Well, more of an anecdote. I'm just gonna throw it in. Okay, so okay.
Fun fact, we are both from divorced households.
Oh
Continue.
yeah, fun. Okay, so my dad and my stepmom 1000% think I'm a lesbian, and here's why.
I do too, Georgia.
I'm not. Basically, I actually once was like, am I though? Because I was just learning about compulsory heterosexuality.
What is that?
Basically, it's just concepts that like it's not just heteronormativity. That's just like normal, where straight people are normalized and gay people aren't. It's like it's how society pressures you like an insane amount into being straight because it leads you to believe that your life will be like worse if you're not straight. You'll be completely weird. It's basically how society forces you into thinking you have to be straight in order to be like a normal and happy person. And so
Okay,
basically,
Georgia, I'm just saying you have John Mulaney syndrome, where I think God made like 2/3 of a gay person, and then they sent me down and they forgot to flip that final switch.
um, yeah, I think I give lesbian energy because I think, yeah.
Someone did ask you, do you listen to Girl in Red?
I was literally just standing there. I wasn't even doing it. I wasn't even talking about gay stuff. Okay, but anyway, and I was sitting there one day and I was like, hold on, wait a second. Am I actually lesbian? And society just convinced me into thinking I am attracted to guys. And then I realized, oh no, that is not the case at all. And
Who turned you straight?
so it's been a great podcast, you guys. No, I'm just
We actually could end it here and just
no,
be
hold
like,
on, hold on,
leave
hold on.
them in ominous.
I need to finish my lesbian story. And basically, at Diversity Club, they gave us little pride flags, and I was like, sick. I'll be a ally, and put this up in my room. It was a little pride flag, and I put it up in my room.
I still
And
have
like,
that, and I have it hanging in my dad's house.
oh, I put it up in my room in blatant view, and my parents obviously saw it. So that's one on the list. Two, whenever they call things gay as like an insult, like, ugh, that's so gay.
You go, hey!
I'm like, you shouldn't say that. And also, I've never once, like, ever,
You don't have to say the F slur to be homophobic.
and I've never, ever talked about guys at all around my stepmom and dad. And when a guy comes on TV and is supposed to be like attractive, like has his shirt off or something,
You told
I'm
us about that one crush you had, and we all just went, Georgia, he's gay.
like, glossing over.
We'll get to that in the next episode.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, when I
Getting
when
more
I
and
go
more
see on
aggressive.
TV, when I'm like watching TV with my stepmom and my dad, and he's like shirtless or whatever, I'm like, ew, like every time.
Every time?
Yeah, and so they probably think I'm lesbian, and I'm just gonna keep letting them think that. Oh, and also like I used to wear skirts a lot, but now I don't, and they're like, ah.
I remember your skirt phase. You wore them every single day.
Yeah, but now and I don't feel like doing it anymore, so I like switched like very abruptly the pants, and then my parents are probably just like, ah. Oh wait, and my mom thinks I'm bisexual because she always uses gender neutral terms when she talks about like my like okay, she's never like when you have a husband or like with future boyfriend, she's like when you're dating someone in the future.
That's
And like
actually kind of considerate of her.
I know
That's really nice.
I'll be like sitting there like waiting for her to say boyfriend or like husband. She never does. I'm like,
She doesn't slip up.
I know. I'm like, interesting. Because also, she never used to do that before. She used to always say husband or boyfriend, but now she doesn't. And I'm thinking, huh, hold on. Okay, so thanks for listening to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
If you're still listening, seriously,
Props to you.
God bless you, or like universe bless you, or like
Whatever deity you like.
Phil Swift
Deity?
bless you. Um,
Thank you. Just thank you
yeah.
so much.
Okay, so we'll see you next week.
Next
And
week. And we'll be covering whatever. Goodbye.
bye.